Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We have made it halfway through the week. Congratulations. Today is May 20th, 2020. And I want to go ahead and get started with our blended learning math lesson for today. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to need for you, or I need for you to complete, will be your spiral review. You have some problems of the day that you will need to work on, and you will also need to do practice on Clever Math or Education Galaxy Math. All right, so for your spiral review, you have 4 problems that you need to complete, and the first two, so 1 and 2, are the same, and 3 and 4 are the same. So let's go ahead and look at those. The first one says, write 10,907 in word form. Okay, remember there's 3 ways for you to write a number. You have standard form, which is when it just looks just like I call it a regular number, how you normally see numbers. Then last week we did expanded form, when you stretch the number out. And then there's word form, where there's no actual numbers, everything looks like a word. So how would you write the number 10,907 in word form? So that's how you're going to complete your first one. And then when we look at number 2, you're doing the same thing but with a different number, of course. So this time you're going to write 4,625 in word form. So that's how you handle numbers 1 and 2. Then you're going to come down to numbers 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 are both multiplication problems. So you're trying to find the product of these answers. So when you're looking at number 3, you're going to take 6 times 6 and you have to find the product to that problem. So what is 6 times 6? Okay. And then number 4, you're going to take 9 times 0 and you're going to find the product to that. So 9 times 0 is what? Super straightforward, easy. All the things that we've done before, and so you should have no problem working on those. So I'm going to pause here so you can see the problems. Okay. Now, we're going to do our vocabulary overview or review for today. And so today you're going to be actually working on triangles, so this is a good one to start on. So let's go ahead and look at our vocabulary. I want to touch on the first one, a polygon. A polygon is a 2D closed shape made with 3 or more line segments. So when you have a shape, if it's 2D and it has 3 or more line segments, then it's going to be a polygon. Okay, so I'm going to skip over what a rectangle is, but I want to look at our triangles. So we have 3 types of triangles right here on this first slide, and the first one we have is an equilateral triangle. So what is that? When I hear the word equilateral, I always think about equal. That means that everything is the same amount, or in this case, the same length. So an equilateral triangle is a triangle that has all 3 sides are the same length. So all 3 sides of that triangle are the same length for equilateral triangle. You don't have to question it. If they look the same, then it's equilateral. Your second one is an isosceles triangle. That is a triangle that has at least 2 sides that are the same length, okay? So not all 3 sides, but 2 out of the 3 sides are the same length, because we know a triangle has 3 sides. And then your last one is a saline triangle. And that's a triangle that no sides are the same length. So this one has one side that's really, really, really long, and they have one that's kind of long, and then we have one that's short. So you have a triangle that has 3 different sides. All sides are unique. All right, and then there's another type, or 3 more different types of triangles that we're going to cover right here. And this first one is an acute triangle. And remember last week we talked about an acute, right, and obtuse angles. Okay, so we have those kind of things also for our triangles. So an acute triangle is a triangle that has 3 acute angles. So it's like a little baby triangle. in so many words. And then your next one is a right triangle, and a right triangle has one right angle. And these are very obvious, and you can clearly see them when you're looking at examples. And then your last one is an obtuse triangle, a triangle that has one obtuse angle. So this one, it has one big angle in it. Okay. And then we have things like our quadrilateral, our parallelogram, our rhombus, and our trapezoid. We've already covered those this week. We covered those Monday and Tuesday, and everyone did excellent on those. So giving you a round of applause, giving you snaps, giving you virtual pats on the back, and virtual hugs. So all you did excellent on those. All right, so here's just a quick overview again of what those look like. So when you're classifying or identifying your quadrilaterals, you have square, rhombus, rectangle, parallelogram, or trapezoid, and here's what they look like. Quick overview. Oops. Okay, now let's look at our triangles. So for the sake of this, we're going to have equilateral, isosceles, saline, or right. So you have 4 different ones that you're going to have to look at and decide, which one are those? So let's go ahead and look for equilateral first. Equilateral, I can spot this one because it looks like a typical triangle. Everything looks the same. This, I can tell. These two are the same. This one is the same. Equilateral triangles are probably some of the easiest ones to spot. Next, I think the next easiest one to spot would be the right triangle because it's kind of got like this, like it looks like a skateboard ramp in so many ways. That's how I can always describe it. And when you look at a right triangle, you can think, oh, it's got a perfect 90-degree angle right here. And I always think about the image that I showed you last week with the right angle. And that's how I spot a right triangle. Now, saline, it's little. See, it's kind of like on a point. That's how you identify those. And then you have isosceles. All right, here is your problems for today. You, oops, that says classified quadrilaterals. I'm so sorry. I will change that for tomorrow. But you're going to classify your triangles. So 1 through 6, that's all you have to complete. So I'll pause here so you can look at it. Okay. Next, you have some math videos that you can watch to make life easier for you. Here they are. You can see where it says stop here and stop here for both, but here's classifying triangles and here's ones for classifying quadrilaterals. As always, I want you to show me your work, so send me your work, Class Dojo, or text message. You will still need to be working on your Clever test, so 45 minutes this week on your pathway. And I know some of you have not been doing that because I see Miss Hunt's post and I know which kids are working on it and which kids are not. So make sure you're doing that. And as always, you can do it. You got this. Remember, you are smart, you are loved, and you are missed. I want for everyone to have a wonderful, 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 blessed Wednesday. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.